We've got the paving is here. We've got the skip here. You have to do some work. So as you can see, the slabs up and down in places. Doesn't look as there has been cement between the joints at some point, but it's come apart, and that's because it's not fully compacted. I don't know what's underneath this patio at the moment, but let's just turn around and have a look. So we're coming from, the new patio is going to come from this area here, along here, just before the barbecue, and then it's going to wrap around this part of the garden. That wall's got to be cladded. We've got a patio that's going to go up the top along here, and but what we've got to do first, we've got to get these existing slabs up and away. So what we've got here, what we had, this is the original patio, okay? This is the original patio. They're 18 by 18s. They're probably some of the older ones. They've been 50 mil thick, wet cast slabs, and they've been laid on a grano dust, which is absolutely perfect in the respect you can still lay in this way now. There's nothing wrong with this, okay? Nothing wrong with this at all. But where it went wrong was that somebody had laid another patio on top of the existing patio, and what they've done, they used building sand as a bed on top of these slabs. And as we know, when water cannot pass through and permeate into the ground, it jellifies. And what made it worse is, well, it was a building sand, so not a good thing. We've got that layer off, we're getting the second layer off, and we're exposing to see what we got underneath, and then we can make a decision what we're going to do from there. Sub bases, so important. It's essential to get your sub base correct. I spoke about it so many times in this video. The Romans got the sub bases right. Their roads and their paths and their patios and their terrace are still around today. Let's have a look at this sub base. So what we have here, this is a British standard MOT type 1 sub base. What we don't want to be doing is having too much of the bigger stone and less of the smaller stone, which is the fines. It's the fines that bind the bigger stones together. It's so important that you get a correct blend. If it's the case that when your stone arrives and it's all a bit lumpy and big, you need to make sure that you mix it well in. In this case, we are using a Lee mix that's going to go on top of here before we lay our paving. Now, a lot of people will say, is it necessary to put a Lee mix on top of an MOT? Not in all cases, but what we want to try and do is when we're laying porcelain paving, in this case, we want to make sure that we refine each level as we come up. And for me personally, working with a Lee mix, it makes a far better bed than an MOT type 1, and it creates a better rigid paving system, what I've talked about on previous occasions. Friday, we made it, and it's not all done, but we're getting there. It's been a tough week, to say the least, but our clients have made things a lot more easier for me because they're absolutely decent. They're, I mean, absolutely unbelievable. The hospitality is absolutely second to none. Great conversation, and we're talking about everything as we go along, so there's no mistakes, and we've got a plan for the design. Well, we've got to brush this up now and make sure all the dust is gone, and then we can start thinking about getting on with our lean mix. But the only problem being is that they're not turned up. Morning. Got that away now. Got to be a little bit quiet because it's still a little bit early. Houston said they'd get our load here in the morning, and it's not going to be till this afternoon now. And they're good generally, like, but it's not. Things happen, whatever the reason is, it's not going to come. So what I might do is I might go and get it. I've got the trailer, but I just don't want to be overweight, and at least I can get on with putting the Lee mix down. And once I've got the first bag down, I can see how much more I need, though I've ordered 3 bags.